it wouldn't be as many people on edge like, okay, let's see how this goes if Zack Snyder stuff never existed. But because it did, and Henry Cavill is one of the best Supermans of all time. And that's another thing I want to talk about. Now we're at the end of the video. People show that they don't read comics or don't know a lot of Superman because some people be saying Zack Snyder's don't exist because he's so dark. So first off, his Superman was not so dark. Does it have dark moments? Absolutely. Zack Snyder brought in a more realistic version of Superman where people forget that Superman was not relatable because he was all roses and sunshine all day. No, it was because even through this dark world that we live in, you can still stand up and have hope that we can have a better tomorrow. He fought through the darkness, dealt with the darkness, and came out on top. That's why I loved Christopher Reeves, like at the end of his movies. One of the things that always stuck to me to this day, rest in peace to him, was when his Superman movie was done, he was just flying around looking at a good world after the battle was done, after the darkness that he had to fight, it was done, and he was flying over the earth, and then he looks at the screen and smiles and flies off. I love that because it was like, oh, job well done after the hell he had to fight through. And I think Zack Snyder's Superman embraced both. He embraced the light and the dark side. Because even though Henry Cavill was dealing with a lot of darkness in there with Zod and all this other stuff, even some of the darkness of Batman, where even Batman had to go and basically apologize to him. You know, he dealt with all that and still kept hope alive for a better tomorrow. That was one thing that was always relatable with Superman. And for people to think that Superman is all roses and no darkness and nothing but sunshine, it's like, bro, do you know Superman? I mean, if you just want to talk about the Super Friends cartoon Superman, then okay. But Superman as a whole, even the animated series of Superman, they had a lot of dark moments, especially when Darkseid showed up. Even Superman, when he went to go visit Darkseid and lay the boom on him, like, I mean, it wasn't easy. I ain't gonna say like it was just easy, but Superman beat down Darkseid. He could have killed him, but it was like, no, you know, I'll give it to the people and y'all decide what to do with him. And then you saw that shocking ending. But, you know, that is what made Superman relatable. That's why I think a lot of people love Zack Snyder's, because it showed that, Superman deals with a lot of darkness. He even has teammates that are more of the dark side. Hint, hint, Batman. You know, but it's like, no, let me still in the middle of all this, let me show a sign of hope. And I believe Henry Cavill showed both sides. And Zack Snyder embraced the dark side more than a lot of other projects did. But he wasn't the first one. Animated series did it. Other Superman animated movies. A lot of comics. That's why I'm like, people don't read, bro. And it's okay if you don't. But don't say that Zack Snyder's don't exist. Like, that's not a real Superman. You read a lot of comics. That's a lot of Superman. For years. Not even nothing new. I'm talking about years. So that's why I always will give respect to Henry Cavill and Zack Snyder, because they embrace both sides. It looks like he is. This one is too. This one looks more colorful, but just because it's colorful don't mean it's all roses. No, that's not what if Superman was all about roses and sunshine, it wouldn't be relatable, because that's not how life is. We look at the best in some of the hardships that we deal with. We fight through it with love, hope, and all that. So, and that's what Superman embodied. It's like during all this chaos, we're going to do it the right way. And people are like, well, Superman kills Zod. Superman doesn't kill. First off, again, you don't read. Superman has killed before. And the Zack Snyder's one made sense, because you got to have character development. Superman, you think he just becomes born and is like, you know what, I'm not going to kill nobody. No, he had a situation happen that's like, okay, this is not right. This does not feel good. And that was the moment against Zod, where he was like, that's why when he screamed, he's like, okay, this is not the way. Even though in the same direction, I kind of, I have some mercy on him, because it's like, Zod is as strong as you. How else were you going to stop him from killing those other people? But it's understandable, and that was character development. Anyway, let me stop talking. I just wanted to get that out, because I get so tired of people saying that Zack Snyder's Superman was not Superman. It's like, you don't know what you're talking about. If you just like a lighter version better, there's nothing wrong with that. But to say Zack Snyder's don't exist, there's no such thing, that is so untrue. And read Even like I said, watch the cartoons. If you want to read nothing, the cartoons, the animated series, embrace both sides. And it looks like this one's going to as well. I'm hoping. It looks like it's a lot of emotional situations. And what makes Superman so great is that he rises above it. And I'm hoping James Gunn embraces that, the light and dark side, because you want to see how would Superman handle this dark moment right here. How would he handle it? That's what makes it exciting.